youth. On a gloomy, moonless night in the small English village of Crickley Hollow, the wind whispered eerie secrets through the twisted branches of ancient oaks. Something unsettling was afoot, a malevolent presence that none could quite explain. It was the sort of night that made even the bravest souls shiver. In the heart of the village, nestled between the fog-shrouded hills and the whispering woods, stood a quaint cottage. Inside lived an elderly woman named Matilda Pratchett. She was an odd yet fascinating lady, her sharp eyes peering from behind thick spectacles, her withered skin etched with countless wrinkles. Matilda was a witch, or at least that's what the villagers whispered behind her back. She was known for her potions, spells, and ancient dusty tomes, filled with secrets even the bravest dared not explore. One particularly stormy evening, a young boy named James received a strange, mysterious letter in the post. It was addressed to him, in handwriting that seemed as if it had been scrawled by gnarled, trembling fingers. The letter read, "Come to me, James. I need your help. MP." Curiosity piqued, James couldn't resist the invitation. Matilda Pratchett was known for her uncanny abilities. With the storm raging outside, he ventured to her cottage, rain-soaked and shivering. The cottage was a dimly lit labyrinth of shelves laden with dusty jars and potion bottles. The air was heavy with the scent of herbs and spices. Matilda appeared from the shadows, her hunched form moving silently. "Ah, James," she croaked, "you've come. Why did you send for me?" James stammered, water dripping from his clothes. Matilda Pratchett beckoned him closer and whispered in a voice barely louder than the wind outside, "I have a problem, a terrible one. I need you to help me undo a dark spell, a curse I foolishly cast long ago." "Me?" James exclaimed. "I'm just a boy." "You have a gift, James, a spark of magic within you," she replied. "I sensed it when you were just a babe. It is the only way we can break this curse." Matilda explained that many years ago, in her reckless youth, she dabbled in forbidden magic. She had sought to gain eternal youth, but instead she cursed the village and herself. She had become a prisoner in her own body, aging at an unnatural rate, while the villagers grew older at a pace that far exceeded their years. The curse had left the village trapped in perpetual darkness and despair. James listened, his heart pounding as he realized the gravity of the situation. Matilda Pratchett handed him a tattered leather-bound book with pages that rustled like dry leaves. It was her spell book, and she begged him to read the incantation that would undo the curse. "You must recite the words from this book at the stroke of midnight," she said. "The spell must be cast by someone pure of heart, and I sensed that purity in you when you were just a baby." James agreed to help, his youthful determination shining in his eyes. He studied the spellbook and prepared for the task ahead. The night of the ritual arrived, and the storm outside had grown fiercer. James stood before the fireplace in Matilda's cottage, the spellbook open before him. The fire crackled and danced, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Matilda, frail and nearly translucent, watched him from her chair. As the clock struck midnight, James began to recite the incantation. The words flowed from his lips like liquid moonlight, and the room seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The very air crackled with magic. Suddenly, a powerful gust of wind rushed through the room, extinguishing the fire and plunging them into darkness. The wind carried whispers, chilling and sinister, as if unseen entities surrounded them. Matilda's voice joined James in a trembling, ghostly chorus. In the midst of the incantation, a pair of glowing, malevolent eyes appeared in the room. They hung in the air, unattached to any discernible form, and they fixed on James with an icy, predatory stare. The eyes blinked, and a guttural, sinister voice whispered, "You dare to undo what has been done, boy." James, undeterred, continued to chant the incantation. The eyes narrowed and flickered, as if struggling against the magic he invoked. Then, with a final, desperate crescendo, James concluded the spell. A blinding flash of light engulfed the room, and the malevolent presence recoiled with a terrible, otherworldly shriek. When the light subsided, Matilda Pratchett lay motionless in her chair, her body finally at rest, her age-worn face smooth and peaceful. The room was no longer shrouded in darkness, and the wind outside had calmed. The curse was broken. James had saved the village and fulfilled his destiny. As he left the cottage, he knew that his life had taken a turn down a path filled with magic, mystery, and endless possibility. James was destined for remarkable adventures beyond his wildest dreams. The end.